involving the IC title, the 24/7 title. He didn't even. We thought maybe he might qualify for Money in the Bank, and he didn't even do that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust their booking right now. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it.
I feel the same way you do, but I almost feel like maybe it's a financial decision that's beyond Adam Cole, because the one for sure homegrown AEW women's division person is Britt Baker.
Yeah.
And this gives them a pipeline with when Britt's contract comes up, they could throw a pile of money at her and try and make a dent. If AEW is on the rise as it's been so far, that would be a big thorn to come back at them. And obviously there's no way they would have a chance to lure her over if Adam weren't here.
No. And I mean, even if you were Britt Baker, would you really? I mean, I guess the only big positive, I guess, would be to work with your Boo Thang, right? If she went over to NXT and started working with Adam Cole, I guess that would be cool for them. But even still, man, I mean, going there right now, that's just. I mean,
what do you think about the Brian, the idea that maybe Adam Cole is re-signed and he stays on NXT, not going the main roster? Like, that's, I mean, part of his contract is I don't go main roster.
Right. If you would have told me that maybe like a year or two ago, if this happened, fine. But with all these reports now that are coming out that they're like going to be just repackaging all of just NXT, really, just how the whole presentation of the show is. They said they're going to go back to more of what's the word I'm looking for?
Developmental,
like really almost like a farm system kind of deal.
Yeah, and so that kind of segues us to our next topic, right there. It's the simple fact is while we were gone, there was another round of releases. I think the bigger names that I recall, Bronson Reed, but really, Brian, there wasn't anybody of true value, I would say here.
That got released?
Yes.
I mean, what about Mercedes Martinez? That's a pretty big name right there.
Is it? Is it?
For the women's division? I think so. If AEW picks her up, absolutely. 100%.
Well, obviously, you go to AEW, but no, I agree with Adam. Mercedes Martinez, for you, Brian, yeah, you're coming all over yourself for Mercedes Martinez. How fucking great is that? But let's be real here. First off, let me reset this conversation. Let me reset this with every August they do the big cuts. Every August they do the big cuts. The people that we know who used to be in NXT.
But it's usually after the takeover. This year, what's different this time, Rob, is they did it before, because takeover's coming up, 36.
Well, we also had a disruption in the schedule because of COVID. The bottom line is, takeover or no takeover, August is cut month for NXT. This is not a new thing. This is a very regular thing that the talent that is on NXT knows about and talks about. So when all the fucking marks of the world are like, oh my God, NXT just cut fucking 12 people. I can't believe it. Yeah, believe it. They did. Kona Reeves, gone. I think he should have
lost.
I mean, but who's surprised by
He's
that?
the finest on the unemployment line.
Right. And everybody's all been about Bronson Reed. I did not think anything special about Bronson Reed.
Now, Rob, wait. The reason I think everybody's so weird about that is they just pushed him to the North American title. Everybody thought that they took it off of him quickly because he was going main roster. And it was they took it off him quickly because he was going to the unemployment line. That's what was the shocker there. I mean, don't you agree, Brian? It's not so much his talent. It's just where he was.
Yeah, I mean, that you could say that for the majority of the people that are on the list. I mean, it's not really talent necessarily. It's just the way that they were booking everyone. But I mean, I will say like Kona Reeves, like he's been there for a while and hasn't really done anything. But people like Leon Ruff, Ari Sterling, Asher Hale, Tyler Rust. Tyler Rust was just fucking like brought into a whole new faction, and now he's gone. It's just they are curious. That's my whole thing. It is a little odd.
I agree, Brian. Thank you for reminding me on that. Rob, it's about positioning. Certain ones were positioned like in storylines that were caught out of left field, and that's right. What's a little crazy of it. Bobby Fish, you know, his contract was set to expire shortly.
Nobody's surprised.
He's old. Yeah, that one
is not really that surprising.
Yeah, but he wasn't, Brian. He wasn't positioned on TV in any kind of angle currently. These other guys were.
No. I mean, freaking who was it? I had just saw them that day. Ari Sterling, he had posted something that day, like pumping up his match for 205 Live. And then a few hours later, like I think it was during SmackDown, they released all these people. It's just, it definitely didn't seem like any of them saw it coming. I know Rob said, like NXT wrestlers, they should see it coming. They should have expected it in August. But I don't know. On the surface, it seems like at least some of them didn't know that these were coming, at least to me.
Yeah, and now the other thing, speaking of who didn't know, Brian and Rob, I don't know if you kind of heard this, but there's a lot of scuttlebutt that Triple H didn't know about this until the trigger was pulled. And, you know, the dirt sheets are reporting that he didn't have a chance to try to say, hey, don't get rid of this guy, don't get rid of that guy.
Right.
I mean, that's an important thing on your brand and might have lended to this discussion of the positioning, that these people were positioned there because Triple H had no idea they were about to go, and he was setting up their stories. I mean, one of them, Diamond Mine, Rob, had been out for maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It has 4 guys in it, and Bivens had been with Tyler Rust the whole time, so them kind of as a package, it was just weird.
Again, I don't buy the story, and I know it apparently came from Uncle Dave or something, who I just think is wrong more than he's right, but people love him for some reason.
He throws stuff at the wall, and if it sticks once, everybody
right. Oh, you have sources. Okay,
right.
I don't buy it. Again, August is the normal cut month. To say that Triple H would not have any conversation, as he is the chief of this brand, he'd have no conversations with his about his annual cuts. I do not buy that. I don't. I'm not saying that Vince didn't step in and make a suggestion, as a Godfather would do, a suggestion or two. But I absolutely do not think that Hunter was just thrown out of the fucking equation.
No, but I'm talking like Brian, help me out here. Rob's just missing our point.
Sure.
But being booked into a faction is a long-term booking, is it not? I mean, especially 2 weeks in.
Absolutely. It's that was something that had to have been planned for Tyler Rust. Like, they had a plan for him. They put him in that faction, brand new. Obviously, there was like a path for him, a story for him.
Do you think there was something like maybe some of these guys that were positioned right went the wrong way? I mean, the only thing I know about Bronson Reed in his past outside the ropes was the whole, like, he called out that douchebag referee.
Yeah, but I mean, I really don't think any of this was like behavior cuts or anything.
Okay, that's what
like
I was asking.
No. I definitely not with this wave of cuts. And I know, like, who was it? I'm looking over the list right now. Not Asher Hale. Who the fuck? Oh, maybe he was on the other ones. Never mind. He's not on this list. Disregard what I just said.
Perfect. I didn't really pay attention anyway, so that made it easy.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears for a second here. The NXT, a lot of rumors coming out that they're rebranding. Like you touched on it, Brian, that they might be going back to a more developmental call-up style. Like truly, instead of acknowledging themselves as the third brand, acknowledging themselves back as the farm system.
Yeah, that's what I've been reading as well. Whether or not that's true or not, who knows? I mean, there could be a thread or a shred, I guess, of truth in there. Who knows? I don't know, man. They said they're going to change, like, have a whole new logo, and they're going to get rid of anyone that's over. I think they said over. Was it 30 or 40?
Wait. Why don't you say what they the way they said it?
It was no one over 30 or over 40, and no quote unquote midgets.
Yeah, no midgets and no one in their mid-30s.
I think he said over. I think that's the quote that was been thrown around. So, like, and now Triple H apparently is someone that's like not as untouchable as people thought with NXT and his positioning in the company. So you're seeing all these like AEW memes of Triple H going there and shit. It's pretty hysterical.
Well, I mean, let's just face it. I mean, it doesn't feel like he's the heir apparent anymore. It feels like every time, he sends up what would be or should be considered, hey, this is, I'm sending you a new main eventer.
Right.
Dad. And Dad's like, oh, yeah, watch this.
Dad.
It just feels weird. Like Hunter just keeps like, what's good enough? You didn't push Joe. Okay, he got injured. You didn't put Finn. Oh, well, he got injured. What about KO? What about this?
What about you 3 years to push Apollo?
Yeah.
Right.
Uha Nation, Vince. Uha Nation. I mean, like some of these guys that are doing really well here, it feels weird that some others are just getting passed up. And one of the things I think we got to mention it. There was a lot of talk that Bray Wyatt was released.
He was released.
Not officially. They rescinded the stuff on there. Nobody ran with it. It sounds like they tried to come back with it.
Did they pull it back?
Yeah, I swear they pulled it back, and then they put up a graphic of a repackage.
No, he is gone, sir.
I can't argue one way or the other. I saw him put it up and then take it down, and everybody was blowing up about it. So
I thought because they took it down that it was still unsubstantiated, Brian.
I think that was initially. I think they had put that out before they actually, or maybe something leaked before. But no, Bray Wyatt is gone from WWE. They got released. He's released. He is very released.
Okay. Well,
yeah, he's gone.
AEW catering is filling up quickly. And as it does, Brian, there is talk of, after 7 years and a failed Ultimate Fighting career, we may see CM Punk back in the squared circle of wrestling.
I mean, it's like the worst kept secret in professional wrestling lately. I mean, he is as good as showing up on Friday as. I don't know. What are some guarantees in life?
Well, now, okay, Brian, since you say
taxes.
It's a guarantee, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
IWC, tends to just blindly support everything AEW does, regardless of how much it's like Vince or WCW was in the old days, whatever you want to use the comparison. That's besides the point. Just take me down a path here. What would happen if Punk doesn't show up?
If he doesn't show up on Friday, man, I don't know. I think it was who was it? I think it was Kyle that was making that joke. He said, "What if it's actually Daniel Bryan that shows up instead on Friday?" because he's one of the other guys that's supposed to he's as good as signed to, I almost say WCW, to AEW. So they pulled a little bait and switch throughout the American Dragon, but no, Punk is showing up on Friday. This is the big. They obviously wanted to leak it without officially leaking it, and I don't know if you guys caught wind of Punk was on commentary for an MMA fight recently, and he was dropping hints left and right on commentary.
Well, now, when you say that, dropping hints left and right, and there's some other people poking jabs, I can't see Punk showing up, and if it's true, being programmed with Darby, as one of those guys. Like, I'm sorry, of all the things that I could think of that, like, hey, I want Punk to be involved in, Darby Allin's not anywhere near that list.
Really? And that's surprising. I thought
not at the beginning, Brian. Not at the beginning.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, as far as like the first person in AEW, he wouldn't be my first pick either. But that's not our pick. I mean, obviously that's someone that Punk, and he's been vocal about it in the past, that Darby Allin is someone that he's been wanting to work with. So it isn't really all that surprising.
But with their debut so close, why couldn't they conceive of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk both coming in at the same time, interrupting each other, saying, no, I'm best in the world, I'm best in the world, and they don't have to ruin anything that they're doing with their current storylines involving Omega
just have them
and everybody
go at
else.
each other. Right. Yeah, no, I mean that would be a cool idea to kind of keep the rest of the roster doing what they're doing without, like what you said, kind of ruining what they've got going on. But I don't know. I'd rather take advantage of having, because they're not going to be in the company forever. So have them work with other AEW
everybody's
people.
going crazy like about Kenny versus either one of these guys, Daniel Bryan or CM Punk. And here's the thing, Brian, those are great matches. Why do they have to be for the title? Like, because it feels like right now that Hangman is, at least kayfabe wise, on the outs of the title picture.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it seems, right? It seems like there's a couple people that kind of skip the line a little bit. Is Rob still in there with you?
Yeah, he's trying to fix some lighting, and if anyone's watching it on YouTube, we're going back and forth between making me look like I'm floating with the green screen and God knows what's going on there. Let me look for a second here at the notes, see what else we got to talk about. Oh, obviously, when the news, the not so secret news broke of Punk and Daniel potentially joining the AEW crew, we had Fight for the Fallen, which is, their free pay-per-views that they use in place of Dynamite. We had some good ratings, Brian. I think we got as high as 1.4 million.
Did it get that high? 1.4?
I think so. One of the nights did. And then
I think, yeah.
You have, though, we had 4 times they broke 1 million, and now they're back down below again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
I mean, it was 900,000, but they can't sustain. Basically, my point is they can't sustain half the audience of Raw, which is not great. I
know. Again, when we had this conversation via text, I'm glad that you brought it up. Again, Raw has been on for 25 fucking years or whatever it is.
That's not a valid excuse, though. If you're a wrestling fan and you have something else to watch, hell, I don't know dick about diving. I watched every bit of it I could with the Olympics and all these other sports I don't know anything about. So if there's a sport I'm interested in, I'm going to choose it versus something that's not boring. We have a podcast and chose to start covering SmackDown over Raw because of how bad it got. So you can't use that example, Brian. And hell, a lot of the people watching 25 years ago are probably dead.
Really? Why? What?
What was that, a retort? I didn't hear it.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say a single word. Like, I'm just sitting over here doing my EP shit.
No, I was seeing if you were listening to his.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to get the chat board up.
No, I was just, that was, you caught me off guard. You put my brain in a pretzel with that one.
Yeah, AEW got beat last Wednesday in the demos by MTV's The Challenge.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Are you sure about
At least
that?
it
That sounds
wasn't,
like a false.
I'm not sure, but Stike said it. I mean, he's our stat boy.
Oh no, he's your stat boy. He's your personal freaking stat boy, and hi
stat
Stike.
boy.
We
Our
missed you.
stat boy.
Yeah, he's our Vetus.
Yep.
Um,
Your desire.
Evan,
I was talking about Arvidas Sabonis, not
I think-
Bananarama.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Arvidas Sabonis.
Not that Brian caught either reference.
No, he didn't.
I know Arvidas Sabonis,
I think, by the way,
basketball player for the Portland Trailblazers.
yes. So Brian and I will be returning on Wednesday with our Wednesday show reacting to AEW Dynamite, and we'll cover a little more in depth. Rob, I don't know if you are considering coming back, but Cody Rhodes has retired.
He
So-
retired? Did he really? Are you just completely
No.
full of shit right now?
Am I full of shit, Brian?
He's full of shit. Well, I mean, technically, he tried to retire, but Malachi Black kicked him in the face.
Well, he was
Yeah.
gonna retire, and then Malachi Black kicked him in the
Interrupts
face.
him. Yeah, he took off his boots and was going to leave him in the ring, and nobody
It was a-
cared. But everybody cheered once Black hit him.
My God, he is this. Is there anyone more full of themselves than him?
Yeah, I
I
knew
mean,
you were going to say that.
Jesus. And it would be one thing if I thought that was the gimmick,
He's just
but it's more or less like what it is.
yeah.
Well,
So-
you know what he's doing, right? You know, like where he's going. He's going to film that Go Big show.
Oh,
So it's just a way. It's just a way to get him off TV.
no,
Or no,
he's-
maybe it's not the Go Big show. I think it's that other show.
No,
Or no,
he's
it is. It is
going
Go Big
to
Show. It is Go
film
Big Show.
his reality Ms. and Mrs. show where he ends racism with his
I thought he was
daughter Liberty.
I thought he was all booked up on ending racism. That's
Well, I think that show. I think they already filmed that Roads to the Top because they showed commercials for that, didn't
Wait,
they?
Roads to the top.
Is that really what it is?
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, Brandy Road to the top.
Let's see, Roads to the Roads to the Top premiere
Oh
date.
no!
Where
Yeah.
we're going, we don't need
Wednesday,
roads.
September 29th. Yeah, so they already
No.
shot. They already shot that. So yeah, he's leaving. That's what it was. He's leaving to go shoot season 2 of Go Big Show, and I guess this is his way of getting written off, was teasing retirement, which is a little odd, but hey.
Well, we'll unpack that and Jericho just looking
will?
worse with every
Are we
minute.
over? Is this it? This is done? We're done?
No, we're gonna do predictions and actually talk about WWE now.
Oh.
Hey! Didn't we have a talk about this, boys?
What?
Didn't we have a talk about this about our mindset going into things?
Well, with that said, let's break down predictions and we'll see about our mindsets, Rob.
Okay.
We have, it looks like 10 matches. Let's start with the lackluster ones here. I think the first one here, the U.S. Championship. Sheamus, when he first won it, had some, I guess, something going with his new gimmick. Then he got Bill Lambeard, and he's been wearing that shit on his face now, and no longer wearing the hat, and he's even less intelligible because they get him on the mic. But he's facing Damian Priest, who's been really pushed here.
All of the things that we wanted not to do,
No,
you
but
did in your description of Sheamus.
well, cool.
This motherfucker in the piece of shit mask and his fucking shitty voice and his shitty fucking personality.
No, I'm saying he's lost his heat, and he's fighting a guy. You didn't let me finish. He's
I didn't
fighting.
mean to.
He's fighting a guy like Damian Priest, who has been booked since he got on the main roster in very prominent storylines, and now
Yeah.
here's a shot at the championship.
Yes.
I believe that since Sheamus' star is a little dwindled on his new gimmick, and Damian's is rising, Damian's your winner here, and he becomes the new U.S. champ.
Or this is the first match in a series.
So do you think that there's
I'm
a
just
way
asking.
that it could be, but do you think that I think Damian has to win. So if it's a first match in the series, that means Sheamus didn't lose the title because of count out,
You know,
DQ, chicanery, whatever.
Just because you're shit hot doesn't mean, Brian, that you automatically win something.
Yes, it does.
And
No.
again, this is so that you don't get it right, Rob. Let me finish my story. With the way that this card is set up, that is to me the moment that might be a feel good moment, if you will, of a guy that's getting over. The rest of these are very, very different because, you know, and I'm just running down this real quick. Cena, Roman, multi-time champs on either side. Bobby Lashley, he's in his first title reign, but Goldberg, multi-time champ. Usos and Mysterios, all these other, Bianca, Sasha, all these people are decorated in some way. This is the moment here for a crowd pop. Damian Priest has not held a title on the main roster. This is why I say that, Rob. Like, this is your opportunity because he's on a push to get that crowd pop of, yeah, he got a title.
He got a pop tonight in Houston. I haven't been watching
San Antonio.
I haven't been watching enough to know if that pop's been consistent.
Was it a because they've been piping in their own pops.
We watched pretty
they actually
tonight.
Yeah, they showed crowd shots, Brian, of them like clapping and stuff like that. So I mean, it was obviously microscopic compared to the arena, but I can tell, I think, because they sound like they're not in sync.
Yeah,
where they're in sync whenever they show.
Well, they pan away from the crowd on the wide shot to do that.
Yeah,
they were very close in on the crowd tonight. I didn't notice any piped in music tonight, or sound, or cheers or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, normally they're not that good with their timing and everything of it. So I'm sticking with Damian Priest. I don't know what you guys are.
Go ahead, Brian.
I'm definitely going to say Damian Priest. I mean, he's definitely one of the hottest new people on the WWE roster, I would say. So.
Well, and apparently Vince loves him to get this level of push.
Yeah.
I think also Vince loves Sheamus, regardless of how we feel. Some people may feel about him at times.
It's a good point too.
And if I look at the two, who needs a title right now more? I think Sheamus needs a title right now more because Damian is getting some natural fucking face love out there. So for me, I'm gonna go Sheamus. I think it's gonna be dirty. You know, he's gonna win hook or crook, but
dirty.
I'm gonna go Sheamus.
Dirty.
All right, our next one, no belt on the line, but we got a couple of grudge feuds here. I believe one of them, they're trying to make this story 10 years in the making, but I believe that some of the audience might not remember it. Either way, again, if there's not piped in noise here, the reaction for Drew McIntyre tonight was through the roof. And, of course, he's going against Jinder. And what is it? Veer and Shanky are banned from ringside. So it is a true one-on-one. I don't know if there's a new person joining the faction that might come to help Jinder. But it appears after Drew standing tall tonight and the way the crowd reacted of like, you think I'm going to lose Saturday? Everybody cheered like crazy. No, you're not. I think Jinder has to win. I think that the way that Drew could survive the loss and Jinder needs it here.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to think this is probably going to be the easiest pick of the night. I think Drew wins. I think this is just your classic face over heel. Nothing really big on the line.
You don't think that? Well, you remember the group that they were in together, right?
I do. Yeah.
What was it called?
3MB.
Okay, so you don't think that there's any chance the third member shows up?
Oh my God.
I think that would be absolutely fantastic, and actually, I think that probably could happen.
See, that's why I'm thinking he shows up and hurts Drew, because they made a point, and they always do when there's a faction like this, to ban Veer and Shanky from ringside.
No.
I think Heath Slater shows up to help Jinder.
No.
He signed to Impact, brother.
Did he sign to Impact?
And he's also hurt too. He's been out for like a while.
Okay.
So you'll find a lookalike.
So I'm gonna say that if Slater was to show up,
yes, you can't, because Brian's right. They're not going to come up.
But I'm for the sake of argument, if Slater was to show up, I think it would be more like Jinder would expect Slater to help him, and Slater would turn around and not help him, but help Drew. I think it would be one of those angles where the heel's looking for help.
Good thing it won't happen. So
right.
Yeah.
The great
put me down. Jinder. Drew McIntyre wins this. Like, this is, like Rob said, this is one of the easier ones, brother.
Yeah, this is pretty simple.
I'm going with Jinder still.
He's going Jinder. Kevin would be proud of you.
Classic mid-card face versus heel.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah.
We were talking about him earlier. Edge and Rollins. This feud's been building. Obviously, Edge feels that Rollins cost him the title. These are two guys that, not character-wise, but positioning on the roster, feel very similar a decade apart. Like, Edge was in his spot, 10 years ago. Now here's Rollins like, what are you doing back? This is my, not yard like, Undertaker and Roman did.
My
but
time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that, Seth is a good worker to go through this storyline with Edge. Like, think about who Edge has fought since he's come back. He fought Randy. He's fought Roman. He's fought Seth. He's fought the top guys of the current era.
Fought the Shield.
Well, the Dean Ambrose was gone, so
Yeah.
so he had to fill in with somebody else, Randy.
Well, no, I'm glad Dean Ambrose sitting there because that match would take forever. So I think that this feud is one of those that has been done perfectly since the beginning. And I think it's more than what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I think it's more though. I don't know. How did you describe Seth a minute ago? You said he was
He's
like
just
current
that
day
perennial,
Edge.
like he's where he's positioned on the card. He's a top guy that doesn't need a belt.
No, you used a word to describe him in relation to Edge. He's well. Anyway, I think this is a great feud. I love the way they put it together. I think Edge is the perfect guy to go down. I'm not Edge, but Rollins is perfect to go down to Edge. High profile, great heel. Drop it.
If he goes down, I think this is the first in a series. Brian, who's your pick?
Edge versus Rollins. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to go. Man. I mean, Rollins doesn't really need. It's not like he needs the rub from Edge. I'm gonna go with Edge.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Edge. I think he picks up a. I think it's even gonna be a. No, you know what? He's gonna win with like a chair or something fishy, kind of almost how Christian did.
Yeah,
I think there's gonna be like shades of that.
Yeah.
You got Seth?
No, I got Edge, but
okay.
I think Edge might get a little dirty.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
see, Edge can go dirty at this stage in his career. Stike on the board. I'm absolutely love the build with Edge and Seth, especially them incorporating the 2014 stuff.
Do we think that they could have on Friday for the go home show of SmackDown? They could maybe add a stipulation like no DQ or something.
I don't think they would do that because I believe this is the coin flip here because I think this is the first match in a series, and that's why I don't think they want to add anything yet.
Okay.
Because it would reduce the ceiling that they could go to.
So maybe double DQ.
Double count out. Yeah, they need to be separated. No contest.
I'm gonna stay with Edge, but I may change this before Sunday.
I'm gonna go with who I feel will have the better jacket that night. It's gonna be Seth.
Ooh.
Next,
Yeah, he's gonna be. He's gonna.
Okay, now this is one of those torn moments, Rob. We don't have the Natalie Imbruglia sound effect here. I really like Nikki Cross or Nikki superhero in training, Ash, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really like her gimmick, the rebranding. I like her as champ finally getting the rub here. What I don't like is the never-ending Charlotte Rhea and why they're back in here and why this isn't at least a one-on-one. Why is this a triple threat? This doesn't make any sense to me. This should be a one-on-one with either Rhea or Charlotte. What's worse is you book on your go-home show of this triple threat, you book Rhea Ripley to pin Nikki Cross clean tonight.
Right. Stackler, if I said Sunday, I apologize. Force of habit is Saturday. I get it.
Yeah, he pulled a Miz. Miz fucked it up like 6 times.
I actually think they might have set up a way to get Charlotte out of the match and then have Nikki retain is Nia. I mean,
Nia's upset that she tagged herself.
Wait,
she's petty enough
wait.
to do something like that.
SummerSlam is on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since when?
Happy birthday. Here's
Yeah.
SummerSlam.
Wait, what about Sunday? What's Sunday? Sunday is
There you go.
NXT?
Yeah, Sunday there was a conflict, I think, with the arena, so they flip-flopped them.
Huh.
Is what I read and what we did a dirt sheet on back in June. You probably weren't paying attention.
Probably.
Don't worry though. We caught you up.
Yeah.
I don't think Nikki's run is over. I'm picky with my heart here, and I'm going Nikki. I hate Charlotte's outfit tonight. It looked like she was wearing ladies' undergarments of the senior variety.
So, I mean, some people are into that.
He's got to do it, doesn't he? He's got to do it.
Right? Yeah. Like I thought we were turning a new leaf.
Be on the positive
Oh,
side.
I'm sorry. Liz Claiborne is no longer going to be a sponsor of ours. My bad.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. Those 30 people love you. So, yeah, I think Nikki wins.
And how was I not positive? I don't like Charlotte. Nikki is. I love Nikki.
I understand, but you went personal attack. Or
Yeah.
She looked like shit.
No, that outfit made her.
That doesn't make it better.
Yes, it does.
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
that's true.
No,
Yes,
Okay,
it
wait,
does.
okay,
if
you know what? I
you
will
weren't
defend
being
him. He
spiteful that
wasn't.
you didn't like
Brian walked around dressed like,
No.
the one-man gang. I would be like, dude, you look like shit with that.
No.
Yeah, he didn't say that she looked like shit. He said that the outfit that she was wearing
Yes.
wasn't all
yes.
that good. And
The
there's not you can
outfit.
judge fashion. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes. Sorry.
I'll
sorry.
give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sorry, Ralph Lauren, for no longer sponsoring us. Brian, who's your pick here?
Oh, I think it's gonna be Charlotte.
Oh,
Actually, no. You know what? I take it back. I think it would have been Charlotte. I think it's gonna be Nikki Ash, but with Ric Flair showing up in AAA with Andrade and chopping Kenny Omega, I think Vince is gonna be pissed and probably take it out on Charlotte.
I thought that, but then I was like, no, it's Charlotte. That's money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. But I'm still gonna go with Nikki Ash. I think she retains somehow.
All right, not for a title, but here's another women's match. I think this one, guys, has some low-key potential to be something good. We always say this, Rob. We want a match for the women in a featured spot with no championship. Well, we got what we want here. I mean, I know it's a late booking on the Go Home show, but we have Alexa and Doudrop. This has been building for at least a month. You know, having her on there in the playground, having her help her. It's been really weird. A couple times we thought, oh, Doudrop was here with Eva Marie, then instantly turned on her, is going to go with Alexa, but then no, she didn't the next week. I'm intrigued by this. I really don't know what's going to happen.
Right. I'm intrigued by this. If you can go ahead and cut out the last 2-3 weeks that I missed, because I don't know what the fuck else happened with it. For me, anyway. As far as the match goes, I can only go off of what I knew before. And I would say that Doudrop would lose here because you wouldn't want to give Alexa a loss as she'd go in solo with this gimmick. Not yet. That's a Doudrop, right? So I'm going.
Yeah.
I wonder if some crazy shit here, Rob, like Alexa takes over Eva Marie to screw over Doudrop.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know,
No,
with her
that's
power
possible.
there. But I agree with you. Alexa has to win this. But it would be a nice little push for Doudrop if they were to do that. But it would ruin what they're doing with Alexa. So
Like Liz said, it's going to be Eva Marie versus Alexa.
now they've switched it because
Really?
that's not what I saw on the website.
We might have missed it. We might have missed it tonight when we were kind of fast forwarding to catch up. So
No, I was looking at to make sure before we went on air.
You were looking at Wikipedia, because that's also accurate on Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
It was. I saw.
Oh yeah, 2 hours ago,
I
Eva Marie
literally
versus
looked.
Alexa Bliss announced for SummerSlam.
Yeah, Brian already confirmed. it,
Okay,
so you can get off your
thank
phone.
you, Brian.
Yeah, Brian got it.
Well, I'm still going to stick with my pick that Alexa has to win here. I think, if anything, you could play on the fact that Doudrop she's not like ride or die with Eva Marie. She seems to take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not that she's just going to screw her over, but that's my theory here. So, Brian, are you also going with Alexa?
Yes, for all the reasons that you guys gave, I completely agree.
All right, thanks for playing, Brian. Let's stick with the women, and I'm gonna let Rob do this discussion. Hitman, I hope you're listening out there because earlier tonight you sent me a DM saying you didn't think that this match is going to happen at SummerSlam. So I'm going to let Rob take over, but it's the other women's championship on SmackDown, Bianca and Sasha.
Well, the rumor mill is that they didn't go to 2 live shows that they were booked to, and so everybody's like, oh, they're not going to have their match, and everybody's going, oh, COVID, because for some reason Sasha is, and yeah, I'm going to be negative here, but not really, is dumb as fucking is anti-vax. So yes, I said it. Alexa,
it cost her role on The Mandalorian.
Sasha, yeah, well, there you go.
We're not just talking about wrestling. If you want to talk about that part of Sasha,
yeah, I mean, it's anybody who's anti-vax. You're an idiot. You're stupid. I don't care what your reasons are. You go fuck yourself. So, but here's the deal: if there was an infection or a quarantine situation going on, I would have heard something about that. There's more than a better chance that I would have heard something about that. And I'm telling you that I have not heard anything about that. So
I just don't think you would have been hurt. I don't think you would have known.
I know. I believe me, if somebody had COVID in that situation, I would know. And you could say, I don't think so, but I do know better than you on this. I would know. I haven't. If they're anything, maybe they're quarantining or just staying out of the picture for now to make sure they're okay. There's still a Friday night fucking SmackDown this week. There's still a go-home show for SmackDown.
Well, and it's the night before. Now that they're doing it on Saturday, the go-home show's the night before.
So the rumor mill can go crazy all you want to. I don't believe it's a COVID thing because I think I would know.
Well, here now I want to just paint a picture, Brian, and then I'll bring you on in this.
Sure.
Bianca Belair, back in January, wins the Royal Rumble. No crowd. Bianca Belair, WrestleMania, wins the title. No crowd. Bianca Belair is in a what can only be described as a top-notch, interesting feud with Bayley while Sasha was away, which I do believe Sasha was always planning to come back for SummerSlam. But that first crowd match, Bayley got hurt, so nobody's seen Bianca as a champion in any sense at a pay-per-view with the title. So it would be horrible if these rumors are true, Rob, that she has once again been screwed out of the opportunity to be in front of a live crowd. Because if anyone has been the year of somebody
let's clarify.
In the division, it would be Bianca.
She's been in front of live crowds.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm
saying. Champion, but she hasn't been at a pay-per-view.
At a pay-per-view, yeah. She's they've done the SmackDown circuits. Not talking about that, but this that big moment, that moment. Right. You have to have that moment. She has not gotten it. I know the other kind of tragedy I've talked about is the Hurt Business never got to be in front of a live crowd. But Bianca needs this win at SummerSlam. Not so much, I guess, needs it. She needs to appear. She needs to not have this match scrapped like the Bayley one was.
Yeah.
You know, they have to. I hope that all these rumors are wrong. And I'm still going to pick Bianca.
I think there's going to be a match. And I'm going to agree with you. I think Bianca's going to win.
That pop when she retains, especially over a challenger like Sasha. Brian, what's your pick?
I'm going Bianca. I still think that she's the top dog on SmackDown right now. So I don't see that changing.
That's the head of the table, Brian. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean. Acknowledge me.
Rob, I said this a long time ago. It was made official tonight. I said that they were going to let, when it looked like the Viking Raiders were in the mix with AJ and Omos, I was like, not going to happen. It's going to be RK Bro at SummerSlam. And after a 7-week hiatus last week, which you missed, Randy returned.
Right.
He RKO'd Riddle, and Riddle still made the save tonight.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's a title opportunity on Saturday. Saturday, Stike. I got it.
Saturday.
Got it.
Saturday.
Wow. I think that this is RK Bro's time because the way Randy worded it is, I'll give you a shot, kid. But if they get the titles, then the gimmick continues.
Yeah.
If they don't, it's finito.
But what happens to Almost and AJ if they lose? Do they continue as a tag team?
I think they continue together. I don't know if it's necessarily in the tag division. I think they continue together for a little bit.
Brian?
Yeah, maybe almost goes back to just being like his bodyguard type of thing.
Now, I almost has shown, he's still green as goose shit, but he has shown a lot of improvement. Now, he started off very low, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think they were right to pair him with AJ. I think it's been a good match.
No, I think it's absolute great mentoring. He's improved. I've noticed the improvement almost the whole time. I think he's gotten much better since when he first started working with AJ.
But it's not just his in-ring ability. I think he's cut a little bit better promo, had a little bit more personality. He was real stiff at the beginning on both sides.
The way he sells, the way and the match he had tonight, he was a big man. He wrestled like a big man, and it wasn't a bunch of fuck-ups. I liked it. And
they protected him with not real ending there. So,
yeah.
I can't remember if it was I think it was DQ was the official rule because AJ tried to interfere.
Right.
Brian, are you also going with RK Bro?
Yes, I am. I think that I feel like they kind of stumbled on something that they didn't really think was going to be as hot with the crowd as it actually is. I feel like this definitely has some legs.
Yeah, and I mean, this feud could go to Survivor Series where they maybe aren't a tag team anymore. Now their rivals are fighting, or maybe they lose the belts there. Either way, we only got a little bit left. Let's go to the other tag teams.
Real quick, let me just answer Anaconda Vice. Yes, Rob, are you ready for CM Punk? If he's actually going to show up, and if he's going to actually fight somebody worth a fuck, if he's actually going to do something.
Yeah, I mean, my concern, Vice, is Punk. I'll be very excited if him and Daniel Bryan go to AEW. But it feels like catering is filling up very quickly over on the AEW side.
What is Brian? You're saying I'm not a believer in Punk? I've always been a Punk fan.
Oh, were you? Oh, I take it back then. I'll take it.
I've always been a Punk fan.
I'll rescind my message.
I'm just so burned from everybody for years going, oh, Punk's coming back on this day. No, he's not.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying he's not coming to AEW. I'm just, from what I've seen AEW do with the people that I'm excited about that show up, I'm not too thrilled about what they might do with Punk.
Yeah, like him versus Darby.
Yeah.
Kind of Vice says that's going to be dope. Not as his first feud. You want to get there.
Yes,
that's like,
it would
Sting
be. I think
came
that's
back.
a good
Oh,
one.
we're going to pair him with Darby forever. That was real exciting.
Oh. And you know the tattoo that Darby has on his chest? That was a quote from CM Punk. I don't know if you guys caught it a couple days ago when Punk posted it. It's on the back of a box set of an ROH DVD set.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, it wasn't on this week's episode of Elevation, so I didn't catch it.
Let me just say this, and then we can move on. I am a Sting mark. I have been a Sting mark my entire wrestling life. Love Sting, fucking my number one through the years. This, by far, hands down, is the worst Sting run in the history of his career, and I'm upset that they fucking did it.
You don't like him with Orange Cassidy?
No.
Oh, I think his WWE run was his worst run.
No, I'm sorry. His WWE run's pretty fucking cool, actually.
Oh, getting injured by Seth Rollins. Yeah, great.
Yeah, but he
losing
fought
to
Hunter
fucking
first.
Triple H
He
at
fought Hunter
WrestleMania.
first
Awesome.
Okay, shut up. He fought Hunter first, and the feud he had with Seth going, until the injury was really fucking good. Yes, it was. It absolutely fucking was. So, I'm sorry, Brian. You're wrong. This is the worst Sting run in his career, and anybody who doesn't agree with me, you're fucking wrong. There you go.
Ugh.
We'll settle it. Stike Leather says he wants Punk to come in against MJF. I think away from the title, that is a smart feud to start with.
Ooh.
That's the one I suggested before we took our hiatus. That's where Punk should come in as, who he should go against. Not right after the title, not go to Omega, go to MJF. You want to get your chops and earn your keep here, you can go toe-to-toe with MJF, who's the best promo right now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you want the fans, he'll cut to the core. He'll go, oh, yeah, you had to take 7 years off because you couldn't handle it. I mean, he'll go beyond kayfabe, and he'll make it something amazing.
Yeah, and just please God keep him away from Jericho.
Yes. Keep everybody away from Jericho. Jericho needs to go away. Usos versus Mysterios. Usos the current champ. Mysterios getting their, I guess, rematch clause.
Usos win. Usos win.
I really, this match, does nothing for me.
I don't want to sound negative.
No,
Mysterios
win because they're going to be in Vegas. Never mind. Mysterios win anyway.
Yeah.
All right, good for Brian. Now I feel better about my Usos pick now that Brian went with the Mysterios. Let's see what else we got here. We got the 2 championships left. Let's start with the old one. Of course, I'm talking about Oldberg, who got a pop. I don't know if they piped in sound, but when we saw the crowd shots, they were talking. I was shocked about how big of a pop he got for his nothing. He walked out. He hadn't done anything yet. He just was walking down to the ring for a face-to-face.
Right.
In the end, he got to spear Bobby Lashley after introducing his son and stuff. But I don't think they could give Goldberg the title when everybody knows he's got 2 matches left on his contract.
Didn't they give him the Universal?
They did, but that was when he had 5 matches left on his contract.
So he's got two matches on his contract, so that's easy. That's a win and then a loss.
Brian? Rob, are you saying you want Goldberg? Goldberg's going to end Bobby Lashley's run?
I'm not saying that. That's not my pick. I'm just saying if I'm looking at logic, 2 left, that would make sense. That would give legitimacy that would give reason to the final match.
I think the other one's going to end up in Saudi, so it won't matter what the other one is.
Oh, God. Saudi.
But to your point, Rob, he's dropped the belt in Saudi.
I don't remember. Man, is there a possibility Goldberg wins and then Big E cashes in and then Big E has his fantasy match with Goldberg?
I didn't think of that, Brian, but yes, there is a possibility on that. I also think that this match isn't more than 5 minutes. So, I mean, what would need to happen if Big E's going to cash in? What would need to happen is Bobby gets pissed after he loses and beats up Goldberg's.
What about the other way around? What if Goldberg takes Bobby to the fucking limit, but Bobby barely wins, and as Bobby's laying on the fucking mat, fucking dead to the world, Big E comes in, fucking does the big drop on him, and then you got a Bobby Lashley fucking Big E feud.
Yeah, I like that a lot better. Brian, stop.
No, I'm still gonna go with I'm going to go, you know what I'm calling my shot. Goldberg wins, Big E cashes in.
Goldberg wins, Big E cashes in. It's so dumb, I'll write it down, Brian.
I'm going to go...
Thank you.
I mean, we don't get points one way or the other for the Big E part, but I'm going to go Bobby Lashley wins, Big E cashes in.
I like Rob's better. If I had coins to give out, it would be to Rob. But I think Lashley wins here.
Yeah, they start fucking with Goldberg's son, right? MVP does, and Goldberg goes down there to be dad and save his fucking son. And while he's doing it, he gets fucking jumped or fucking hit in the back or something like that, and gets fucking pinned. That's how it's gonna happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Last one. Roman and Cena. I know Rob has already said he hasn't been paying attention, but Brian...
well, I couldn't. It's the summer of Cena. I couldn't see anything.
Last Friday, there was some good shots thrown by both sides in the promo there. Roman said he ran Dean Ambrose out of here. Cena's... I'm trying to think of some of the gems. Do you remember them?
Cena did call he called Roman's teeth bars of soap. I thought that was pretty funny.
I thought there was something where Roman insulted Cena. I can't remember what it was. Something like a sexual insult.
Oh yeah, like they were talking about dicks, and he was like, "You're the one that talks about dicks." So then he was like, "No, you're the one that talks about dicks."
Like, Cena's the missionary position.
Oh, the missionary position. That's what it was. Yeah, he said he's just bland and whatever. So, I don't think Cena's gonna get 17 here. I don't think Roman's done. I think Roman is just adding names to the list of this on this title run.
Okay, for the sake of conversation, and I know we all, there's always the argument on whether Vince is spiteful or not. But here we go, the same week that Flair is in the ring with Andrade, chopping people and doing figure fours. Could Vince be like, "Oh, you want to do that? Okay, cool. Well, guess who's losing their fucking record?"
Yeah, your daughter's not getting 16, and I'm giving Cena 17.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think Cena wins.
Edge and Cena at Mania.
And then Charlotte's going to be on 205 Live or something.
A special guest referee, Triple
Yeah,
H.
I'm going Cena.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Cena for 17.
Yep.
Now, I mean, if that's true, I think that we could be at grudge feud status because Roman is either just broken or about to break CM Punk's title run for longest title run in the modern era. So there's that, which I think actually Brock might have already broken. So
Brock did it.
Yeah, so Roman will break Brock's because Brock left him. He'll let Cena break Flair's record because Flair left him. He's a vindictive fuck. Let's not forget when Brock first left, he just quickly handed the title to Orton so Orton could be the youngest to hold it. Now, Orton was the youngest to hold the world title, so they still say Brock is the youngest to hold the WWE title.
Right.
But the youngest to hold the heavyweight championship is Randall Kenneth Orton. It's not Brock Lesnar.
Good reference there.
Yes. So Cena or Stike says, I love how Cena referenced if he won, he would jump into the crowd and blow a kiss, just like Punk did in Money in the Bank. So even Cena was throwing some stuff about Punk there.
Right.
It's making news. We didn't mention this earlier, but yeah, let all those people go, Vince. You're just letting AEW soak them all up. Eventually, Tony Khan's not gonna be able to afford them all.
Right.
That's not true. They've got fuck you money.
Yeah, he's like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
Never watched Pokemon.
Yeah, well, there. I just summed it up for you.
Not one fucking episode.
There's one that squirts water.
Squirtle.
You gotta go get it.
I know Squirtle.
Yeah, there's one that
Squirtle.
does this. You go get it. I want this, so you go get it.
I had a girl that was been in the Squirtle. So.
Wow.
Yeah,
Tune in. I think we're nearing the end of the show once Brian gives me his Roman Cena pick. But tune in Wednesday for our.
I already
Dynamite
said.
pick.
I said Cena.
You said Cena?
Yeah, man. Didn't I?
Sure.
Check the tape. Pretty
yeah,
sure
I
said
don't
that.
need to. You just told me again. But yes, we are back. Regular rotation. We're going to be on Mondays and Wednesdays. We will be putting on Patreon.com something. Are we going to watch SummerSlam?
I don't know. This Saturday. It's pretty short notice. I don't know, man.
Hey, no, you shouldn't watch SummerSlam. You should watch Global Syndicate Wrestling Global Festival, which is free on YouTube Friday and Saturday night.
You know, okay, but here's the thing about Global Syndicate Wrestling. All their wrestlers are amazing, but that ring announcer drives me fucking crazy. Like every one of those awesome wrestlers, I get pumped. I see them ready to come down the ramp, and then this jabroni introduces them.
I think it's his hair. I think it's his ponytail. I think it's the man bun that he has these days.
Yeah, it's something like you shouldn't have a ponytail and a suit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The combo doesn't work. Like the ponytail goes with a fanny pack, not with a suit.
Yeah, that's
well. So maybe he should wear a fanny pack out there.
Yeah, doot. That's what you should do.
My God, it's
dude.
Yeah,
fanny
get
pack.
some Zubaz, a fanny pack, and
I would love.
You can
actually,
man
that's
bun
kinda
that
what I
shit
want
all you
for
want.
I want a pair of Zubaz.
What? Ooh, Stike says, "What if Cena wins and Big E cashes in on Cena?"
Yeah, I think the I think the uniform for ring announcers should be Zubaz. I think it should be.
That's a good point.
And
that's a good point.
Reebok pumps.
Yeah, Nick Patrick always looked.
I
great
have
with
those.
Zubaz.
I have a pair of Reebok pumps.
There you go. So you do that. So Zubaz, Reebok pumps, and a gold a pink spaghetti strapped gold gem tank top.
Brian,
you're right.
Do you wear sneakers with your suit?
No, I wear dress shoes, sir.
Okay.
You don't.
I'm a gentleman.
Wingtips?
No, they're in style. I don't know who makes them, but
He wears Crocs.
You know.
He does wear Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four-wheel drive Crocs.
He's got the pins in the front of all the federations he's gone and watched wrestling
Yeah.
from.
Exactly.
Right.
He's
What are
the
those
pin
called?
collector.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll be back next Monday with Rob, but Brian and I will be here Wednesday to talk about Dynamite and some other stuff. It's going to be a crazy fucking weekend with maybe Punk on Friday and who the fuck knows over the weekend. But come back and check it out with us. You want to do your closing line or mine? Same smart time, or come back next time. Same smart channel. Same smart. What the fuck?
Oh my
Vince
God!
Stallone.
You messed it up.
Mark out
You
like
messed
no
it
one's
up.
watching.
Wait, same smart time, same smart channel.
We should come up with new ones.
Maybe.
Fuck off.
Bye.
No, bye.
Yeah. Oh, bingo on the ring pong.
Brian likes the dingo.
Brian likes a ding.
Gerv and Sheer and Ginger and
North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit Electronic Media